Welcome. This is a screencast to demonstrate how qualQuery was used within the context of a May-term world music course. I will be avoiding some features to protect the identity of research participants. However, I will be able to lead you through some basic processes that were used in the context of this course. To begin with, I'll select a project. I've got several projects here, but I'm using this one for our screencast. And you can see that I'm working with myself and with a fictitious character that I've created for the purposes of the screencast. One of the major features of this piece of software is the project dashboard. The dashboard serves as a checklist and a task reference to guide students through the complex process of qualitative research. The 9 steps are listed here, but these steps could be changed or adapted for other types of research processes. I'm going to say that I've already completed step 1 and step 2, insert transcripts. I'm going to go to step 3, take notes on transcripts. Okay, I'm going to choose the first transcript. And I'm going to choose this paragraph just for the purpose of demonstration. I'm going to highlight text, and as I highlight, you can see in the lower right hand corner the text is being copied over there. And I'll choose this section, I'll release, and it copies kind of a reference point beginning and end. And I'm going to say relationship director. And let's say I'm going to find a code that I've already got, hit return. Select the next piece of text. And I can add codes on the fly if I find something new that needs to be coded a different way. You can call this watching and just add that as a code. And hit return to add that. And then got this last one that talks about YouTube, which I've coded numerous times. So I'm going to call that technology and hit return. And as I hit return every time, it's adding all these codes to the bottom of my transcript, which is collected as data. And then let me go to the dashboard. So I added codes on the fly, but I can also add codes through a more disciplined process as well, where I add codes and I write definitions. This begins this process of constant comparison, in which I begin to have these different ways of comparing the ongoing work that I'm doing with that of the other researcher, and this is one of my means of learning. The other form of constant comparison is by looking at the dashboard and looking at progress that's happening across each other. Okay, I'm going to go on to step 5. Okay, and here you can see this is where some color coding takes a role. I'm kind of the blue teal color here, and the other researcher is gray. And as I scroll down, I can see exactly some areas where we coded exactly together. And I can see that I've coded here and the other person coded exactly the same way. And I can start to make these comparisons about how we're doing our analyses together. And I can, of course, do some sort features, only view my codes, only view another person's codes. So I can organize my codes that way. Of course, one of the processes of qualitative research is that you're constantly writing and summarizing. So I'm going to talk about YouTube. And I'm going to use this as a way to begin to synthesize data and put it together. And so I have means of entering more data and synthesizing as I go on. And there's also, for this, there's also means of comparing the types of analyses that you're doing. So you go on through this step 5 and step 6 and step 7. It's this continual process of synthesis. Now let's move more to the project level of the project. I'm going to go step 8. Okay. And this is where the ability to run sophisticated database queries becomes much more important. Let's see here, I'm working with this transcript, and I'm just going to search for all the items there. And this comes up with all the items that I have coded for this transcript. And at this point, I need to start working with this other researcher to start developing project codes, or codes that kind of go across the entire project. And you can see right now I don't really have any meaningful project codes, but I can add some of these project codes to the data as I work with them. And it allows us to do different kinds of queries to organize the data. Okay. But this is a basic outline of the process that continues and continues as students sift through and synthesize data. Qualitative research demands a learning management system that is designed to facilitate an inquiry-specific process. The presentation of side-by-side analyses at each step allows students to constantly compare their work and builds a setting for rich student-to-student discussions. I really hope that this brief screencast gives you an idea of the way that technology was used in the context of the May-term class, and I have future plans to continue to try to scale this up for larger classes. Thank you so much for your time.